This is On the Way podcast. Hi there, this is your On the Way podcast. This quarter, which runs through September, we study the book of Mark. The week's theme is the last days, and today's topic is the Great Tribulation. Today's topic covers Mark chapter 13 in verses 19 to 23. Let's remember what it says. For in those days there will be such tribulation as hasn't been from the beginning of the creation that God created until now and never will be. And if the Lord hadn't cut short the days, no human being would be saved. But for the sake of the elect whom he chose, he shortened the days. And then if anyone says to you, "Look, here is the Christ," or "Look, there he is," don't believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, the elect. But be on guard. I have told you all things beforehand. Jesus prophesied an unparalleled time of trouble, but there is hope for the children of God. Two times of trouble can be identified here. The time of trouble during the Middle Ages under papal supremacy, and the final time of trouble is spoken of by Daniel in the book of Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. Mark 13 verse 20 says that the persecution of God's people will be diminished in time. The persecution diminished after the Protestant Reformation. As the power of the little horn diminished, more people joined the spiritual reforms, but the power of the little horn would increase again, as we can see in the book of Revelation chapter 13. Of course, the world lives in a time of trouble, but the time of trouble that is coming is beyond comparison. The wrath of Satan increases as his time grows short and his work of deceit and destruction reaches its culmination in the time of trouble. Satan will have power over those who have yielded themselves to his control, and he will plunge the inhabitants of the earth into one great final trouble. As angels of God cease to hold in check the fierce winds of human passion, all the elements of strife will be let loose. The whole world will be involved in ruin more terrible than that which come upon Jerusalem of old. And Jesus also warns his people not to be deceived by false prophets. In hour of kindness, always remember Jesus' words. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. Behold, I come quickly. Well, there is more tomorrow if God allows us. And Jesus said, "You search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. These testify of me." John 5:39. I am Alexander Sales, and this is your On the Way podcast, which is daily with you by God's grace and mercy.
Thank you for listening to this daily message from On the Way Ministry. If you've enjoyed listening to this, please consider leaving a review and becoming a supporter of the On the Way podcast.